Hello everyone, I am Bogdan, your guest for the podcast. I am here today with Vali Badea from Scriptics. I believe that we are going to do a very interesting podcast. So without further ado, thank you Vali for accepting the invite to the podcast. And now please introduce yourself and what do you do with Scriptics?
Hey everyone, I'm Vali. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Scriptics. We are a software company that does bespoke software for companies around the world. And in Romania, we kind of do everything from RRPs to CRMs, all custom integrations, e-commerce, and sometimes, rarely, presentation websites, which are just fun, not difficult. So yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, super cool introduction. Can you please tell us what's the story behind Scriptics? How it all started, how it's going?
Yeah, we started off as mainly a support company with some Linux background that I had. My colleagues didn't, but they relied on me initially, but then they caught up because they're smart guys. Afterwards, really close afterwards. I mean, I think it was a year and a half. We switched to mostly development, becoming a fully fledged development company within 3 years of our start. We did at the beginning, like any other software company, a lot of WordPress development. But even there, we focused on doing a lot of custom development. And then we migrated towards Laravel, .NET, everything under the sun, with the exception of Java. That didn't stick with us very well.
Why not Java? Just a follow-up question.
It's an enterprise programming language which requires a lot of engineers for any small feature to work together, and it's not efficient from a resource perspective. It's not efficient.
Okay. So high input, low output, from what I understand, right?
Not necessarily low output. No. I'm not saying that Java applications are rubbish. No, they're good, but they're huge. They're big. They're hard to maintain, and you need a lot of people to maintain them. They also take very long to develop, and you end up charging the customers more than they are actually willing to pay. Yeah, everything takes longer. It's very good for some of the companies out there that are very, very big, and they can afford um, teams of developers working on their internal product. But it's not something that is very easy to do as an outsourcing company, because as an outsourcing company, you're in and out. You do the project and then you move on, or you continue to do maintenance on it. They're not taking you in forever. That's not the goal.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. What are right now the current trends that you're aware of in the market? Did you notice any trends?
There is one. There's a single trend in the market right now. Usually there are multiple trends, but right now there's a single trend in the market, and it has a two-letter acronym, and it's AI. I don't know why not ML. ML didn't catch on. Machine learning didn't catch on. Now we have AI, which is LLMs. It's a neat magic trick that high-grade computing is capable of doing right now. And when I say high-grade computing, I mean right now AI is powered by hardware that we didn't even dream of having 10 years ago. So
Yeah.
the current trend and the current boom of AI, behind it, the responsible factor is hardware, not software. Because everything that AI does has been postulated years and years ago. And there were white papers and demos and tests. I remember, my God, I think it was almost 20 years ago. There was a chatbot called Alice, which it was an actual acronym. It was something to do with linguistic model, blah, blah, blah. And you could chat with it. So
Okay.
I'm repeating this, is almost 20 years ago. And I think it's still live today. and it was capable of responding back in a natural language and talking to you. I think it was back then it was locked on English, but it grew smarter when you talked to it. You had an account and blah blah. I remember testing it, and the difference between talking to Alice and talking to ChatGPT right now, from a linguistic perspective, is not very different. And we're talking
Mm-hmm.
20
Mm-hmm.
years. So what's different with ChatGPT is the hardware behind it, and the fact that it's able to vectorize so many chunks of data, and it's able to output very quickly, because it was possible to have ChatGPT 10 years ago, only
Yeah.
would have responded in, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours. So that's the huge difference that
Mm-hmm.
hardware made possible, and that's why right now the hype, and it's not only a hype. Usually, when hype has a very bad connotation, it means that hey, it's gonna come and go. No, it's here to stay. It's going to have a lot of impact on many industries, like automation had. Automation, and I'm talking about mechanical automation. So you couldn't have 100 cars per day exiting a Toyota factory if you didn't have automation. It would have been impossible. And this goes for most of the industries. AI will help, but I think what we are doing right now with AI is trying and failing and trying and failing. Every company and startup out there is trying to do something innovative by wrapping ChatGPT in their product and trying to do something that has never been done before, failing and then trying again, and that's what kind of they all do. The only
Yeah.
mentionable, I don't know, I think there are two. It's perplexity. Perplexity is good, and I like what they did, and Claude is good. So the two things that came out of this revolution so far, which are mentionable, are these two. Of course, there's some might say, okay, but Notebook LLM from Google is very cool. Yeah, but you have to give it
Yeah.
all the personal data, and I kind of hate that. And I feel uneasy towards anyone that says, but they have it anyway. No, they don't. If they did, they wouldn't have made it so easy for you to input the data. So giving your
Okay.
company's data away to an LLM is silly, naive, and counterproductive. What I
Mm-hmm.
believe we should do, and this is something that we are working on, something that already is functioning, and I'm trying to have a full-fledged implementation with a customer of a rack system that is actually capable of running locally without internet. It has the models within. It's able to vectorize the data. It's able to respond back to
Mm-hmm.
using Llama. So the rack system that we are working on is able to do that without any outside input and without tapping into the internet to get information or to get responses
Mm-hmm.
or anything of that sort. And it's able to give out good responses based on technical documentation. It's able to use the natural language regardless of in what language you're addressing it, and regardless in the language that the documents have initially. So the inputs can vary in languages, the outputs are always in the language that you address the question in. That's something that I think it's useful, but this is not a SaaS system. This is not something that I can put online and say, hey, you're gonna get this for, I don't know, $1,000 per month, or you can get this for $5.99, I don't know, per minute, to factor in the computational costs. So
Yeah.
this is a black box system that can have huge impact in companies, and can replace any type of wikis and any types of training documentation, because you can ask it anytime. It's kind of a big brother. Hey, what do I do with this? What's the procedure for that? And so on and so forth. And it can reply back. So I can see it being extremely useful in companies, but I don't see it as being a product that you can sell online. It's more
Mm-hmm.
of a on-site implementation than anything else, because it is not an online product.
Okay. Very insightful answer, to be honest. But right now, what do you feel that's making the landscape more easier or challenging to operate into the market for yourself?
The market right now, it's confused. It doesn't know if it needs IT or not. You can see a more pronounced effect of the Dunning-Kruger principle, which enables many people that don't have a lot of clue about most things believe that they know everything about everything right now, because
Yeah,
they are enforced by or enabled by ChatGPT, which is a very nice model that wants to be your friend, quote
yeah,
unquote, and always agrees with what you're saying, or at least does not put you down in any way, because that's how it's built to
yeah,
be very friendly. And yeah, you see all sorts of effects, some good, some bad. The bad ones are people that have no idea about technology, think they understand technology better than anyone, or think that technology people are not honest when they say this takes this amount of time or this costs this amount of money, because they asked
yeah,
ChatGPT and he came up with a great response which they liked.
yeah, yeah. Um, okay, very interesting one. In your opinion, what does your current competitive landscape looks like?
Our only competition is with ourselves, and it never was different. I mean, we are not competing with companies from around here. I know most of them. I respect most of them, and we can coexist without any friction. So it's not something that I need to do better than them. It's something that I need to do better than myself yesterday, and that's the philosophy we always had. I mean, it's I don't look at numbers and I don't look at companies and say, hey, what are they doing? Let me do the same thing, because it's not doing the same thing which drives growth. Is doing the things that they don't do good better than them. So
Mm-hmm.
we are trying to excel at things that maybe others don't do so well at, and we don't go to compete on fields where maybe they're better than us, because I know companies from around here that, for example, maybe do some things that they do better than us. Maybe they're more experienced, maybe they have more skill in their company, or maybe they're better oriented towards that thing. So yeah, I'm not jumping for trends. So I know companies that are on the blockchain wagon for a long time, never been on that wagon, and I don't intend to jump. So good for them. I wish them all the best.
Very, very interesting, to be honest. Right now, let's talk a little bit of the marketing on the marketing side. So, because this is what we do, and I believe marketing is very important in every business. So, first question about marketing is how do people find about you?
Word of mouth,
Only
90% of
word
the
of mouth.
time. We don't do a lot of marketing. We don't do ads. It's hard to do ads for company execs because they
Yeah,
don't respond to ads. There are several ways to reach out to business people, but they're oversaturated. I mean, I cannot go on LinkedIn and say, "Hey, you guys want to work with us?" because they already have 500 messages
yeah,
from other companies that say the same thing. So I don't want to say we sit and wait. I do have discussions with people that I work with and I ask around, and usually I get recommended, but I find it close to impossible to sell something that doesn't exist because we sell bespoke software. So I solve problems that companies have. I make them save money or get richer, cut costs, but I cannot show them the software until I speak with them. I cannot present what I'm going to do for them because each company has its particularities and each company
yeah.
has its strengths and weaknesses. And yeah, I need to first do a consultation and then understand what their needs are and come up with a solution for them. It's not something that I can box in. Like I said earlier, even the rack system, it's something that I can implement for companies, but it's an on-site implementation. It's not something that, hey, put a penny here and it's yeah, and you get the output. So we're not a vending machine of code. Some companies are, not judging. I would judge myself if this company ever became one, not judging those that are. So we're not a vending machine for software. We tailor software to the customer needs, and that's something that I care very much about and something that I am proud of. I mean, you can, if someone ever does an audit and looks at every project that we ever did, you're not going to find projects that were copied over from customer to customer. You're not going to find features that are, I don't know, transported from one place to another without any reasoning behind it.
Very interesting, very interesting. So basically, you rely only on word of mouth. But in the past, have you tried anything that on marketing that maybe worked, maybe didn't work, and why it didn't work or it did work?
The only thing that we invest in is reputation. So we know that we are highly reviewed. We know that if you go on Clutch, you're going to see that we have 5 stars. If you go on Tech Paramount, you'll see that we have only 5-star ratings. Google, the same, Facebook, everything that has a rating system, usually, which is validated. So not bots and I don't know, some employee from 2014, which thought that he knew how to run the company better. So
Yeah,
not things like that. Yeah. So reputation is our is the tool that we use for marketing.
very
Whatever,
interesting.
however silly that sounds. So yeah, I'm not against marketing. I think marketing can build brands. I think marketing is a huge catalyst for making a company big. I'm not sure if it fits with us. So we have brand awareness, we have a solid brand, we have good reputation, but it's very hard to sell something that hasn't been created yet.
Yeah, I can totally agree with you. So yeah, a very insightful answers. We only have insightful answers right here with Vali.
Imagine, let me make this analogy. Imagine that you are an architect that does bespoke houses. So you're not doing neighborhood houses that are copy paste houses that look exactly the same, have the same exact yard, have the same exact kitchen, have exactly the same rooms, and everything is identical. So you're not doing that. You're doing bespoke houses. You can showcase the houses that you've made in the past. In some cases, we cannot do that because we are bound by NDA, so we cannot show most of our projects are
Okay.
behind firewalls. So how do you sell to a customer that wants, I don't know, a single level house, which is something that I would want, for example. So I wouldn't want a story house. I would like a big house on a single floor. If you only build houses that are 3 stories high, what do you're going to show me that, and I'm going to say, but I don't want that. Can you build what I want? The answer is yes, because you're an architect and you're a good architect. But you're not showing me what I want. And that's the problem with what we are doing and advertising what we are doing and using marketing. Because what the customer wants is maybe something I've never built. Can I build it? Yes. In 90% of the cases, my answer is yes, because it's technology and this is what we do. And we are flexible and we can understand businesses and we can consult them and we can find solutions for their needs. But I cannot build something for X company and go to Y company and say, do you want the same thing? They
Hmm.
probably don't need the same thing, you know, because some companies have problem with understaffing, some companies have problems with overstaffing, some companies have logistical problems, some companies have pricing problems. For example, you work with wood, for example, and you make furniture. The end product, knowing how to price it, depends on so many factors, from gas prices to transportation costs to
The type
I
of
don't
wood you're
know,
using.
taxes in various countries that would go through to end up to your company,
Yeah.
employee rates, taxes on those salaries, and so on and so forth, electricity bills, gas bills, which are no longer so stable that you can ignore them and just work a little formula and say, hey, this is between this the price for gas, I don't know, is between 5 and 10. No, it's between 5 and 35, depending on subsidies and whatever else is taken or added to that. And you cannot price them with a formula that adds a 30% buffer, because then you're not competitive in the market. So you have to be competitive with pricing, because otherwise the market will kill you. How do you do that? And how do you do that uniformly for all customers? You cannot. You have to speak with them and see exactly where the pain points are, what is driving the cost up, what is the problematic factors that could end up losing money, or that might make the difference in percentage of profits that you actually need for the company.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So a pricing software that's done right could stop a lot of losses and could end up earning a lot of money for a company. Logistics software, same.
Right now, what are the most important metrics for you?
The most important metric for me will always be team satisfaction and customer satisfaction, in that order.
I love that. That's
Team
very nice.
first, customer second, both important, not equally important. I work with my team every day and I want them to be satisfied at their workplace, to be appreciated, and to be validated for what they do. And I'm grateful to my team because they're really, really, really good. They're good. I wouldn't trade them in for any other team. So they're really good. And team satisfaction first and customer satisfaction second. Important, both of them. Customers need to understand they're very important to me. They're very important for the company, but always they have to respect the people that are doing the work, and that is the most important thing for me. So they
Exactly.
all know
I
that.
love that. I love that. What are your goals for the next 6 to 12 months?
Uh, I plan on packaging that reg project that I told you about in a way and maybe deploying it to the customer that I'm working with right now. And I wanted to have, or at least to get some traction and have some success there. He is really eager to see it in production, and so am I. That
Mm-hmm.
that would be the first one. The other one is just the continuity across the board, the team, the projects that we have that are ongoing, of course. Probably fixing a lot of vibe coding problems that are inherited
Okay.
from others.
Okay. Okay. What matters more right now than anything to you?
Just team spirit, winning mentality, trainings. I started to invest in a lot in trainings. I'm also doing some partnerships with some vendors such as OVH, for example, which is one of the biggest hosting companies in the world, but everybody thinks of AWS and Google and Microsoft, but they're also very big. They just don't have the brand name. They have data centers all over the world, and they're doing a really good job with maintaining them. And we actually signed a partnership recently where we because we were using their products anyway, so and we were very satisfied with their product. I'm thinking of other partnerships with vendors like that, and trying to see where everything will go, because at some point it's not about the bubble bursting, but at some point the direction of AI needs to be pointed, or the arrow needs to be pointed somewhere. Right now
Yeah.
it's doing this. The compass
Yeah.
of AI is pointing in all directions. We don't know if we want to use it for school. We don't know if we want to use it for coding. We don't know if we want to use it for automation. We don't know if we want to use it for translation. Everybody is sticking AI everywhere, from toothbrush to I don't know. Tomorrow we'll have a TV remote control which you can talk to. It's not needed because it's easier to push the damn buttons,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll probably have the LLM implementation in a remote control where you can tell, hey, switch to channel 33, and it will switch to channel 33,
Yeah.
which you can do by pressing the key twice. The same thing happened to cars, which became absolutely hideous after 2022. Hideous, all of them, with no buttons, with touch.
Yeah.
Everything is touch. And you cannot drive because you have to look where the haptic button is and try to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
push it. And it's ridiculous. It's a cartoon or a cartoonish use of technology. Some
Yeah. I
things
hate that.
some things need to work a certain way. You cannot use or overuse or saturate a technology so much as people start to hate it or dread it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate as well the thing that you said with the buttons of the cars. The other day I was having my fingers slippery, and I tried to move the volume of the music a little bit up, and it just wrecked my hearing because I moved it like all the way up without wanting to do it. So yeah, I hate
Mhm.
that, and I think you've described it like perfectly. So yeah, and I think people that are watching this can relate to it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right
mean,
now.
even the coffee machine is too digitized. Even to, I
Yeah.
mean, you need to focus on where it brings an improvement, not stick it everywhere. Same goes
Yeah.
with AI.
Yeah. That's right. Right now in the business as well. What's your biggest challenge and why?
Every day you have to figure out solutions to problems. There's not one big challenge that I can look towards and say, hey, I need to. No, just a day by day thing. And I'm not a huge planner. I don't have a forecast of 5 years, 10 years, 6 months. Usually I try to steer the boat in the right direction, and I've managed to do this for, I don't know, 13 years. I think I can still do it. When I will think otherwise, I will definitely appoint someone that I believe can do it in my place. It's not I don't have a big challenge, so it's not something that I'm looking towards and saying, "Hey, that needs to be fixed." No, there's problems every day that I need to solve, and that's what I need to do. It's day by day. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, this doesn't mean that I don't think about the future, or I don't think about next year, or I don't think about the next 6 months. I just don't like lying to myself that I can predict them.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
Nokia and many other companies drowned by predicting the future.
Yeah.
I'm trying to adapt to it every day.
Yeah. That's right. Right now, here it comes one of my favorite questions, to be honest. So, if you had a magic wand that you could wave to solve one thing, could be possible, could be impossible, what that? one thing would be and why?
Help some customers appreciate the technical difficulties or the technical problems that are solved by developers and make them appreciate the engineers more. It's
Okay.
very, I don't know, depressing for some to do something very cool or very difficult, and the customer not being able to tell the difference between a color change and something that is actually complicated. And that's where I see the most I don't know, sad faces when they see that they don't understand what we did. Only we understand what we did. And
Yeah.
I'm happy that in most cases, because I am technically I'm a geek and I understand what my engineers do, I can appreciate it. So they get some appreciation from me, but I would like it to come from the customers sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Okay.
that they're ungrateful, it's just that they don't understand, and it's the same kind of magic regardless of what you do. I mean, you're changing a color, or you're making a complex architecture of, I don't know, automated infrastructure. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You did it, right? It works. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It totally makes sense. I mean, these were all my questions. Right now, one last thing. If you could leave a
Mm.
message to the world, what would that be?
If you're fortunate enough to do good for yourself and you don't help others, you don't deserve to be fortunate. If we all help the ones around us, it will be a better place.
Very good one. Very good one.
That's a philosophy that I live by.
A very good one. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Vali Badea, for being here, for accepting the invite to the podcast. I believe we've done a very interesting podcast. And thank you for the viewers that are watching this right now. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.